Hello and welcome to week 7 of the Baptist Renew class series. Tonight we are going to be talking about problem solving. And this is a really critical step that often gets skipped when we are doing health education or thinking about making healthy changes, is really taking the time to think through our behaviors, what the problem is, what the actions are that are leading to that behavior, and really analyzing a lot more, not just the what, what we're eating, the how much we're eating, but the why. And so tonight we're going to talk more about looking at the why we're doing certain actions and how to problem solve our way through when we run into roadblocks. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'd like to start by you just simply thinking through, what do you feel like are some of the factors that get in the way of changing your unhealthy habits? This is really important because if we know what our roadblocks are, we can make plans to work around them. And oftentimes we tend to think everything is just a matter of willpower. Well, I should be able to not eat this. I should be able to just exercise. I should be able to get more sleep. I should be able to cook more often. Whatever it is that we're trying to change. But we have learned in these past classes that it's not just about the willpower to be able to do something. Wanting to do something is not enough. We know that the environment and what's going on around us has a big impact on the decisions that we're making. And we've discussed in some of our other classes strategies to help make it easier on yourself to make the choices that you want to make. So, one of the things that's going to help you to make the choices that you want to make and to make them repeatedly to be able to change these habits is to problem solve. So, the first thing that you want to do is you want to describe the problem and you want to be really specific. Okay, think about all the situations or the circumstances associated with the problem and what is the action or the behavior chain that's leading up to that problem. So, I want to give you an example. Uh, Liza wakes up in the morning. She's late for work, so she rushes out the door and she skips breakfast. It ends up being a really busy day at work, so she ends up working through lunch. She's stressed because she's behind. She's delayed in several meetings. She ends up getting stressed out and disagreeing with a coworker. And then she gets home late. She's hungry. She sees a box of cookies on the counter and she eats the box of cookies. So, what would be easy to do and what we often do is we stop right at the eat a box of cookies, right? I shouldn't have eaten that box of cookies without really taking the time to think through all of the things that are going on that end up with Liza eating the cookies at the end of the day. So, this is where step 1, describing the problem, comes into play. What specifically is the problem? Okay, at the end of the day, Liza ate a box of cookies that she didn't intend to eat. But what are all the situations and circumstances associated with that problem? Or what is the behavior change? She skipped breakfast, so she's hungry. She missed lunch. She didn't take a lunch with her. She was busy at work, so she wasn't able to leave to get something to eat. She works late. She's high stress because she had a disagreement with a coworker. And then she gets home and instead of having maybe a healthy dinner already prepared to pull out, she goes for the first thing she sees, which is a box of cookies. Why is there a box of cookies on the counter, right? Also buying things that we don't intend to eat. So what you can see there is there's a lot of actions or behaviors that led up to eating the cookies at the end of the night, right? Several different things that all factored in. So once you've thought through what does my behavior change look like, is the problem, start brainstorming your options. So think through all the possible solutions to that problem. Maybe quick and easy breakfast ideas, such as like a yogurt that she could pull out of the fridge and take to work with her. Maybe it's keeping some breakfast items at the office for a day she's running late. Maybe it's packing your lunch the night before so that when you're rushing out the door in the morning, you can take it with you. Maybe it's knowing what restaurants and options are near to you so that if you do need to buy your lunch, you know what kind of things you should buy. Maybe it's keeping snacks in your desk so that you don't get home at the end of the night really hungry. Maybe it's buying healthy snacks or healthy, quick and easy dinner ideas so that when you get home from work late and you're really hungry, you're not tempted by something like cookies. So just think through all the different solutions that could help um, you solve the problem. And then start picking ones to try. So think about the pros and cons. So it's important to think through which ones do you feel like are you're really ready to take on, and which ones are realistic. So it might be realistic to grab some quick and easy breakfast ideas. Maybe keep some Greek yogurts in the fridge at work. Um, it may not be realistic to try and pack your lunch in the morning because you're already rushing out the door to work. What might be realistic is maybe packing your lunch the night before. Um, Maybe you're not ready to pack your lunch and you feel like that's too much to take on right now. So maybe it's familiarizing yourself with restaurants and healthy options in the area of your business. So think about which options you want to try, what the pros and cons might be, and try multiple if you can, trying to break as many links in the chain as possible. Then you need to make a positive action plan. So you need to think through what are you going to do? When will you be able to do it? What needs to happen first, and how you're going to handle any roadblocks. So, for example, if you say that you're going to pack your lunch to take to work, when are you going to do it? If you're rushing out the door every morning, it's probably not realistic for you to try to pack your lunch in the morning. Maybe it's I need to pack my lunch the night before when I'm finishing cooking dinner. What needs to happen first? You can't pack what you don't have. Do I need to go to the grocery store so that I can have the things I need in my lunchbox to be able to pack a healthy lunch? How will you handle roadblocks? If you forget your lunch, if you didn't get to the grocery store and you didn't get to buy what you wanted to take for lunches, what's your plan B? Maybe this is where you keep some healthy snacks in your desk at work. Maybe this is where you familiarize yourself with restaurants around the office that you can go to. So, what does your action plan look like? And then try it out. But most importantly, remember that problem solving is a process. So if you make a plan and you try it out and it doesn't go how you wanted it to go, don't just quit. Think through what went wrong. Maybe I need to adjust something in my plan. Maybe I made an unrealistic expectation. Maybe I need to prepare more. So remember that problem solving is ongoing. There's going to be ongoing problems coming up in your health journey. So don't just quit. Don't just give up. Don't call yourself a failure. Instead, take the time to think through if I'm setting a goal for myself or I'm trying to break an unhealthy habit, what's going on that's preventing me from getting there? What are the things that I do have control over that I could start to change to help me reach my goal or help me change that unhealthy habit? So I encourage you this week to really start to think through what are some of the habits I'm trying to change? What are the things that I keep getting stuck on over and over and over again? And take yourself through these problem solving steps, figure out an action plan, make some goals, and then try it out and see how it goes. So I hope you've enjoyed class 7, and I'll see you again next week for class 8.